Let the roasting begin. The PUA sheep mentality. They're mass approaching and getting flaky numbers. They believe if they approach enough people, eventually something's going to stick. They're going to get laid with an unattractive 4 out of 10 looking woman. That is the biggest secret of the PUA community. Most are banging women that are super unattractive that nobody wants. They're only 4 out of 10 in looks. They don't show any proof. They talk a good game. These people are extremely toxic. And they're just SMVing it. It's almost like they're just mass approaching, giving direct compliments, some validation, self-amusement. And guess what? Eventually, they'll get a 4 out of 10 and think, oh, if they get a 4 out of 10, then PUA stuff works. The toxic PUA community, identifying sociopathic danger. Attention all Asian men and minorities struggling in a dating game. Are you tired of feeling invisible and overlooked? Today, I'm going to challenge everything that you know about Daygame. Forget about the toxic PUA tactics and mass approaching strategies. I'm about to reveal the real secret behind my 659 laid and polled testimonials. And trust me, it is not what you think. Stay tuned. In today's YouTube Live, I'm John Elite, the best Daygame coach in the world. I'm thrilled to have you here. I'm going to dive into a topic that has been causing quite a stir in the dating world recently, and that is toxic PUAs and the myth they perpetuate. Nobody gets a free pass with me, John Elite. Before we get into that, let's talk about real success in Daygame and why genuine transformation is key. I've been in this game for over 2 decades. I've seen it all. From highs to lows, I've learned that true success is not just a fucking numbers game. It's about social skills, social calibration, emotional control. It's not just fucking game tactics, bench-holding fucking game tactics. So it's about transformation, and that's what my Elite Bundle 2 program is all about. But here's the thing. If you're ready to move beyond toxic PUA tactics, transform your dating life, Elite Bundle 2 is your answer. It is not just a program. It is your ticket to getting your dick wet in 2025 so you don't MGTOW this shit. So imagine a world where you're not just playing the numbers game, but actually getting laid, unlike other dating coaches and their students. That's the world I want to create with the Elite Bundle 2 and build my Elite Bundle 2 John Elite Army. So don't miss out on the chance to get your dick wet by transforming yourself with Elite Bundle 2. Reach out for a consultation today. Let's talk about the first session, okay? The PUA sheep mentality. Let the roasting begin. The PUA sheep mentality. They're mass approaching and getting flaky numbers. They believe if they approach enough people, eventually something's going to stick. They're going to get laid with an unattractive 4 out of 10 looking woman. That is the biggest secret of the PUA community. Most are banging women that are super unattractive that nobody wants. They're only 4 out of 10 in looks. They don't show any proof. They talk a good game, and then there are a bunch of narcissists attacking each other in their PUA crews. These people are extremely toxic, and most people don't know that. They're just SMVing it. It's almost like they're just mass approaching, giving direct compliments, some validation, self-amusement, and guess what? Eventually, they'll get a 4 out of 10 and think, oh, if they get a 4 out of 10, then PUA stuff works. Then really? Does it really work that well if you're banging unattractive women? Seriously. So basically, how fulfilling is that? How many of these interactions lead to any quality? There is no quality with the PUAs. The only time they get any quality is if they're in Colombia and some of the women are decent looking. But most of the time, most pickup artists don't want you to know about the community. I'm exposing big secrets. Most of them are banging women so ugly, they're 4 out of 10. My students are banging 9s, 8.5s. And what are they banging? 4 out of 10. PUAs may listen to Todd V. They're just there to get some pumping of the state. That's Jordan Peterson, the way he talks. toxic PUAs are like that. When they're mentally masturbating, that's how Jordan Peterson talks. They listen to Todd V. They don't get laid by anything but a 4 out of 10 because they're delusional Asperger's syndrome. That's right. Give it a thumbs up for the Jordan Peterson impression. They're banging a bunch of 4 out of 10s. Nobody knows that because they don't show proof. They talk good game, but they're just SMVing it, mass approaching with their looks, money, and status. The big problem is that it's not the looks that are bad. I'm going to lose my voice if I keep talking like Jordan Peterson. It's not the money that's bad. It's not the status. They are lacking the social skills because of the lockdowns. People lost their social skills and their emotions are not good. When their emotions are not good and their social skills are lacking, just a little bit more body language, trying to be more congruent is not enough. And using DHV stories and game tactics is nonsense. There's not enough points when they dress like a poor Gen Z with their sneakers and bad haircut. That's not what women are looking for. They're not looking for the type that tries to have riz. They don't know what they're talking about. So when they mass approach out there and they're just listening to Todd V or other dating coaches, they're not there to get laid. They're just there to take massive action like RSD. And they're not going to get their dicks wet. They always get ugly women, and that's their big secret. When they look at my student results, it doesn't make sense to the pickup artist community. Their direct game, their DHV stories, and collecting flaky phone numbers doesn't make any sense. See, that's the problem with the pickup artist community. Because how many of those numbers turn into real meaningful connections that leads to you getting laid with women you actually desire? Very few. In reality, this approach often leads to burnout and frustration. You're left with meaningless interactions that do little to boost your confidence. You could use Tinder if you wanted to bang a 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10, just to get your dick wet. So let me switch to Todd V voice. Hey, I'm Todd V, and if you want to bang a 3 out of 10 or 4 out of 10 and not get laid at all, just take my coaching. I'm Todd V. So that's the thing, because people are Asperger's that listen to this and they're just pumping their state like Jordan Peterson. They both talk kind of similar, except, but my students are different. They undergo a transformation through mental filters with elite access or Skype coaching. They develop real skills. It's not about the quantity of approaches. My students rarely approach. They rehearse at home. It's about the quality of women that they have sex with. My students get women above their looks level because they have social skills and social calibrations that the pickup artistry industry does not have for the toxic sociopathic PUAs. So while others get 4 out of 10 at best and claim, it's higher than 4 out of 10, my students have proof. And these toxic PUAs have claims. If they get higher, they're often better looking and whiter, and they're in some third world shithole country. They're in a Latin country. Yeah, because they're part of going to a third world Latin country. So these Caucasians, don't mind me for a better term, goes to Latin America, to Colombia, and places like that. That's their way of cashing in their SMV, their height, their looks. They can have very bad game, talking fast like a cortisol zombie. And it doesn't matter because they are still going to mass approach and talking fast, just like Jordan Peterson. When he pauses in his speech, they're nothing but fast speech and pauses and cortisol talk, and they mass approach women in Colombia. That place full of crazy people. The Latino fuck behavior. But outside of that, when they bring their skills over to the West, they get demolished. That's why they're passport bros. They get demolished back at home in the West. So give a thumbs up for my Jordan Peterson impression. That's how he talks. But besides that, Through my program, I can teach you how to approach with skills and value. I focus on building and drilling the skills down. Rehearsals. Why are you rehearsing, John? Why is your students rehearsing? Because it's a no stakes practice, a deliberate practice, because that way they can practice without getting rejected. They can understand the nuances of social dynamics, not like real social dynamics. Supposedly, like Tyler, that's not social skills. The naturals have social skills. Hey guys, it's ABC's here, and it's about verbals. And teach these stories, you gotta go direct because it is more about being manly. The PUA community supports these platform scammers because of these global game networks of platform scammers. All the PUAs, wingman community listens to platform scammers. They don't get as much results these days. They're stuck. They don't come to me often. Whenever I get a PUA students, they get a lot of lays because that's what they do. I'd sometimes get hard cases, people that don't have great social skills and they're trying to get the first lay, but their value is too low. It doesn't matter how many approaches they do or tactics. It is not enough. It is not enough. So basically, it's a skill set that taps into what makes interactions meaningful. Real success lies in the quality of your interactions through social skills, social calibrations, emotional control. When you tell toxic PUAs, this is how my students get laid, they don't listen. They're like, with a thumb up their ass. They're like, with a big thumb up their ass. Isn't mass approaching? Don't you have to go direct? Don't you have to give validation? They're zombies. They're like sheeps. They worship. Because they can get women that are eventually, the more they approach over the years, they'll, if they have lower SMV, they'll have at least 20 lays or something. Ugly 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10s. If they have more value and they're like, they'll still bang a bunch of 4s and 5s. And they'll say sometimes 7, sometimes 8, sometimes 5. It's bullshit. It's all 4 out of 10. That's the big secret of the PUA community. It is built on the back of women that are 4 out of 10. Trust me, I know. I've been teaching PUA crews since 2012. I've taught so many people in Vancouver. I started not in a boot camp, more of an immersion kind of format. Lots of people in the group, but I've seen the most toxic PUAs of all time. You'll never seen a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than the pickup artist sociopathic community. The worst. If you're not a sociopath like them, you don't have anything in common. They'll stab you in the back. This quality is what leads to getting laid for my students consistently with white women that you actually want. So number 2 is the pickup artist. I'm not just talking about my students. I'm talking about the PUA community. A bunch of poor bench-holding zombies in PUA crews, forum groups, players, Telegram groups. Their fast cortisol speech. Many PUAs cannot change their fast cortisol speech. So even if they wanted to get laid by my coaching, they're going to revert back to direct game, super fast cortisol speech. Super fast, right? Whenever you talk fast like that, women gets turned off because they're used to thinking that, well, if this guy's going to talk this fast, then he's obviously used to getting interrupted. That stems from conditions like autism or Asperger's. The more cortisol you have, the faster you talk. They rely on direct game, half-baked tactics, and lack of depth and authenticity. It's a rapid-fire approach that leaves little room for a genuine connection. Here's the truth. Daygame is more than just speaking fast and hoping for the best. Speaking fast doesn't mean that you're used to get interrupted and you show autistic traits. The PUAs, right? Sometimes they have the out tribe. For the out tribe, they don't have any social skills, but because they're able to infiltrate tribes, they'll still get some low-hanging fruit. But during inflation, it became harder for the PUAs. Guys who are very Chad-looking, European guys who are really handsome with a square jawline, they're getting demolished during the inflation. Other dating coaches with their camps aren't even getting people laid anymore. Now these PUAs are supporting these platform scammers, these, global game platform scamming networks. Because that's where all the Telegram groups, that's where all the PUAs are, PUAs, PUA, pickup artists. They're at these crews And they're ignoring me while listening to false people getting authority. It's a sick industry. No, that's the thing. Because they show autistic traits, it isn't about lowering your points in the emotional control category. Most PUAs can't change this, but they just increase the volume of approaches. That's their fail-safe. They think the more approaches they make, eventually they're going to get a 4 out of 10. So the whole PUA industry is built on 4 out of 10s. And in Vancouver, they're all built upon Asian women. For the other PUAs, might as well just call it Vancouver Asian Daygame. Disgusting. I'm now roasting Canadians, the poor people. When the tariff is going to hit from Donald Trump, you guys are all fucked. You can't afford my coaching anymore. You're cooked. My program focuses on social skills, social calibrations, emotional control, like the naturals. I teach you to slow down, listen, and engage in meaningful conversations. It's all about becoming a well-rounded individual or a natural, not just a numbers game. You're not there to collect numbers, talk fast, and give direct compliments. I want to help you understand the importance of pacing and how it can transform your interactions from rush exchanges to memorable connections. With Elite Bundle 2, you'll learn how to read social cues, adapt your approaches, and connect on a deeper level. It's about understanding the person in front of you and creating an interaction that both are enjoyable and impactful. This is what gets you laid with social skills, social calibrations, and emotional control. This is what sets my students apart. They're not just talking, they're connecting, they're doing same-day lay, which gets them laid. The ultimate goal to bang white girls. You're not here to make the coach rich. You want to get laid by mastering the science of genuine connections with white women. So let's talk about number 3. As we're roasting these pickup artists, the low self-esteem trap. Let's talk about low self-esteem. It's a trap that leads to delusions. Half-hearted mass approaching. The more lazy you are, the more low self-esteem you are, or even turning MGTOW later on. So the 4 traits of low self-esteem is simple. Number 1, you become a delusional zombie, especially with the inflation. Even the pickup artist community has become a bunch of zombies. Number 2, the wrong path. You're going out there remembering push-pull tactics, self-amusement, direct validation, DHV stories, and any zombie tactics you can remember. You're not using social skills. You're remembering tactics. So you're fucked. You're blaming the weather. You'll quit. You'll turn mental. The wrong path, the sociopath. Oh, when you're that delusional, you become more zombie-ish because of the winner and loser effect. The more you win, the more testosterone you get, the more you take action. And the more you lose, the more zombie you become, the more cortisol you get. So you become double-chinned. Some of you are bloated, double-chinned, and they cannot do anything because cortisol is a scorecard. You make bad decisions, the wrong path, and then blows up in your face. So you think you're doing something good. Oh, maybe you can make more mass approaches and try to use more self-amusement. And then after 4 months, you quit. That's the 4th trait. You quit. You turn MGTOW. How many people are MGTOW? Because they have low self-esteem. It's not just the pickup artists or the day gamer audience. It's a lot of people because of economic stress. They think it's expensive to get married, so why even bother? Raising a family is very expensive. You might as well just quit approaching. Good job, ass. Good job. You fucked up your life because of low self-esteem. The PUA community are dropping like flies, and they're just listening to the wrong people, the platform scammers. Delusions, half-assing it, the wrong decision, and then turning MGTOW is easy pitfall, especially in a world that often values superficial metrics over genuine growth. Without grit, growth mindset, resilience. You can't have resilience during inflation. Not even the pickup artist community. Instincts, which is my way, the natural way. You guys don't understand because you're zombies. Instincts, the best way, not the one-track mind. Instincts and tenacity. People quit before they can get to the finish line. But they'll never get to the finish line giving direct compliments. A good mindset and adaptability. And then they get stuck, become delusional, half-ass it, the wrong path to sociopath, leading to complete failure in just a few months. It's always 4 months. Eventually, they either quit or turn MGTOW, spiraling into a zombie state, especially with the current inflation making people quit. My system is designed to help students overcome these barriers and achieve real success. I focus on building confidence from the inside out. Competence equals confidence. That's why my students drills it down. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about embracing who you are and showcasing your best self. I can help you identify and overcome limiting beliefs, allowing you to approach interactions with confidence and authenticity through personalized coaching and mentorship. I will guide you on the journey of self-discovery and growth. It's all about building resilience, learning to navigate challenges with grace and determination. With the Elite Bundle 2, you're transforming your life to get laid. This transformation is about shredding self-doubt and embracing the confident, capable person you are meant to be, leading to real results for Daygame. The end goal is to get laid consistently with white women, not fucking Asians or fucking Latin, third world country, Colombian or Mexican, because you have some third world money status advantage or some shit. Of course, some people might turn MGTOW and they hear this. John's criticizing your backup plan, so therefore run. No, bench out. Get laid first in the United States or Canada, and then go over there if you wanted to. Get laid here first. Get a white girl, something the ABCs and their students cannot get in the United States. They can only pull women home. They're former coaches. They can't even get a student laid in Daygame. Mystery method. You fucked everything up. My students are getting married. What the fuck? What the fuck are their students getting? And I have even more students married. Ridiculous. So, section 2, sociopathic behavior and piracy. Some PUA groups or individuals think they can pirate my course. Some people told me that somebody been trying to pirate my course, and it was my old student that became an instructor. First of all, I don't know who that other person is. My student demands proof. He does not believe it. He wants proof. He was willing to go on YouTube, censor his face, and ask the person for proof that he actually did that. He claims he didn't do that. You cannot succeed without my guidance. It's a common misconception that information alone is enough to create change. Let me tell you, I know you guys will never pirate my stuff. And anyone that does it is a disservice. You know why? Because you'll never get laid from it. Before the inflation in 2020, 2021, you will get laid from Elite 30 because there is no inflation affecting your emotions. The more inflation happens, the more you become a zombie. The winner and loser effect. The more you lose, the lower self-esteem. You become more delusional. And if you're half-assing it, you can't do the 30-day challenge of Elite 30. That's why I removed it for now. You can't do it because you take so many fucking breaks. Number 3, the wrong path to sociopath. And it'll blow up in your face in 4 months. You look at my course and you say, oh, that looks so easy. You can't do it. It's like learning 30 martial art moves, drilling it down at home in the mirror. You can't do it because you're lazy. And number 4, you can't see without my mental filter. The truth is, Elite Bundle 2 is not Elite 30 or Elite Playbook, although they do prove that they still work. But it's harder. The PUA community are zombies. You can't make it work right now without my mental filter. Actually, 90% of Elite Bundle 2 is my mental filter. If you pirate my course, you have been disqualified from training with me. So here's what I want to say. If anybody in Discord sees that anyone is pirating my course, please contact me and screenshot it for me. If you guys catch this, let me know. My lawyers will be speaking with these motherfuckers. I have a lawyer in Canada and the second lawyer in America. Lots of cease and desist letters are going to go out. And if anybody pirates my stuff, we're going to subpoena everyone for their IP address. That means don't get caught in the crossfire or you're all going to end up fucking sued. So I know none of my students ever pirate my shit, but there are PUA pirate bench-holding assholes. You fuck with me, you'll be in the hall of shame for the rest of your natural life. I'll expose you. You will not be able to get off that. You'll be in the hall of shame for the rest of your life. Anyone that tried to pirate my stuff in the past, everyone has been in the hall of shame. You never could leave. Like I said, you screenshot this, you let me know, I will come after them. It'll be the worst fucking mistake of your life. Do not fuck with that. So if you want my help, you take Elite Bundle 2, use my mental filter, which is 90% The courses are only 10%. My students don't always use the courses, but the courses is your foot in the door. I'll bring it back in 2026 when the economy gets better. I'll bring back all 3 of the courses. Elite Daygame First Steps, I'll bring it back. Elite 30, Elite Playbook. But for right now, the only thing I'm teaching is Elite Bundle 2. Between my 2 ears, okay, is my mental filter. This is the valuable thing. You get 11 Skypes. You have elite access. But if anyone has any proof, show it to me. I'm investigating this. So if anyone has any evidence without my mental filter, it's like studying the Bible without the Bible study. What do you mean? Elite 30 is like the New Testament. My very first course that I created was the Elite Playbook, the game course. That's the Old Testament. Do you guys think you can understand the Old Testament with your own mental filter if there's inflation and people are turning into zombies? They're delusional, they're half-assing things, they're making bad decisions in their mental. Do you think that you can look at my course and see the depth if you have autism and you're a sociopath, opinions as facts? No, you see the surface level, just like the Bible. You just say, oh, this word, and you take it literally. You have no idea that there's so much depth. Wisdom, just like the book of Proverbs, wisdom is the most important, what not to do. I could tell you, fuck this, fuck that technique, fuck that technique, fuck that one, focus on this one thing, fuck that. If you focus on that one technique, then you get 10 times the results. That's what you cannot get when you try to learn everything. Knowledge is not everything, it's wisdom. You cannot get the wisdom without my mental filter. That's why Elite Bundle 2, 90% of it, pirates are just shooting themselves in the foot and then dismissing. These people will be dealt with, the fucking sociopaths. There'll be a war between John Elite and the PUAs very soon after I'm done with MGTOW. Without Bible study, my mental filter, Elite 30 is the New Testament. Elite Playbook is the Old Testament for my mental filter, but you can't see the depth. They're zombies. They're dim-witted fucking zombies. So when I try to go for an Asperger's test, an assessment, they say you don't have Asperger's because you think in depth. I say, I don't understand. Please give me a diagnosis so I have something to blame. They're like, no, you're not Asperger's. This is the biggest specialist in the United States. He goes to Canada. He says that his son is autistic and Asperger's. He says, you're nothing like him. You're bright and you're smart, have a high IQ. You don't show any signs of it. I say, I look left and right a lot. It's like, well, you have something else. It's not Asperger's. Get out of my office. I have all the documentations. I'm not Asperger's. I wish I was Asperger's. I'm very logical. I think in a structured way. I'm very scientific, but I'm not Asperger's. These guys who are Asperger's and autistic, they're dim-witted. They don't have depth in their thinking. Their mental filter is only surface level. There's no thoughts going on in a zombie brain. A zombie cannot listen properly. They cannot focus. They cannot perceive things. They can't think. They can't understand things. They're dismissing my course, saying, oh, it's like this or it's like that. You don't even know. What do you know? My students are getting married. They have so many lays in a row. They have high quality. Do you know? Give it a thumbs up to say, fuck these pirates, fuck these PUAs, fuck these people. I know you guys will never do that. If you guys do that, don't get caught in the crossfire. When I go after subpoena all these motherfuckers and get their IP addresses, if I caught anyone here, I will figure out who you are. You don't want me to send you cease and desist letters. Don't fuck with me. That's the thing. And automatic thinking. They think they know it all. These fucking know-it-alls. What the fuck do you know about Daygame? I have more fucking students laid than UMP. Their students, that they get laid, they get like 3 out of 10s. What do they know? ABCs only have 1 student laid in a Latin country. What do they know? You look at all the other people. Mystery has 0 lay testimonials. Tall self-proclaimed high lay count coach. Within the last 2 years, they got a couple, like maybe two of them. And then they got a token Asian laid, and they didn't get a second Asian laid. They don't even know what they're talking about. Oh, yeah. Nobody gets pickup results. Pickup, not some AI images. You can change the AI background, even the front face. And what? Is that a lay count? That's a body count. That's not a fucking lay count. That's a body count. That's not pickup. Let's get real. Say, I won't train people who did not buy my courses, and they're disqualified themselves. You guys may not care. You're narcissists, know-it-alls. The worst people in the world are the know-it-alls. They go direct, they talk super fast, they do validation, they do self-amusement, they collect flaky phone numbers. I take a strong stance against piracy because I believe in the value of my work. Don't fucking, you can pirate other people's shit for all I fucking care. Don't ever fucking pirate my shit. It's not a victimless crime. You have taken yourself, because you think, oh, you'll eventually get laid a lot with a 4 out of 10, therefore you're fine. It's not a victimless crime. I believe in the value of my work and the impact it has on my students. Like I say, I have an Indian lawyer in Canada, a psychopath, not a sociopath, a psychopath, and a white one in the United States to go after all these people in those two countries. You may not know, but a lot of people already been threatened by my lawyer behind the scenes. You know how many times in these places where they pirate shit, how many times have they been threatened? Many behind the scenes. And there's going to be many more within the next few months. It's not cheap to hire these people, but it's more expensive than dealing with piracy. This is not a victimless crime. You pirate their stuff for other coaches. It does not work, forcing you a boot camp. My stuff is proven to work before the inflation. It's not because it doesn't work. It works perfect. But you can't decipher it during inflation when you're a zombie and you can't see clearly because you're a loser. The winner and loser effect. The more you win, more testosterone. The more you lose, the more cortisol. My program is designed to get you laid. And without my guidance, you're missing out on the critical insights that makes it possible. So the next thing about these fucking PUA crews is the sociopathic death stare. You can tell right away. When you look at these PUAs, their eyes will be separate like Pennywise. Oh, yes, they're like Pennywise, the dancing clown. Their eyes are a little bit crooked. Oh, yes, they are. And when their eyes are crooked, and then they give you the intense death stare, these PUAs are, they're going to float. They all float. That's right. They're like Pennywise. All the other dating coaches have Pennywise eyes. Their eyes are crooked and they have intense death stare. That's right. So they're like Pennywise, you know, like dancing clown. And there they are, the sociopaths, the ones with the death stare. They're ego trippers, ready to stab you in the back. These individuals, they often are driven by insecurity and they need to prove themselves at the expense of others. But here's the kicker. These tactics don't work with real quality women. My students show proof of success with high quality women, and that's something these sociopaths cannot replicate. My program focuses on genuine connection, empathy, understanding of social intelligence, emotional control. I teach you how to engage with authenticity and integrity, ensuring that your interactions are both meaningful and impactful. With Elite Bundle 2, you are not just learning how to approach, you're learning how to connect on a deeper level. It's about building relationships based on trust and mutual respect through social skills, social calibrations, and emotional control, rather than manipulation, fucking push-pull tactics, direct compliments. And this is what sets my students apart and why they succeed where others have failed. The goal is to get laid with white girls and with white women that are genuinely interested in you and attracted to you. I could play some testimonials now, but it's going to bore people. I have so many lay testimonials. Just look in that section. My Jewish white student just got 2 lays in one day. 2 lays in one day. What the fuck? And it just happened like less than a week ago. Maybe I could play like some of his testimonial. Give you guys a sneak peek. Yeah, I should do that. I think that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. With their Pennywise eyes. Let's look for the testimonials. That's real. So, let me see. Over here. Pennywise. Oh yeah, here's her testimonial. I'll just play one of them. 2 lays in 2 days. Oh. Here it is.
Today is February 6th, 2025. Yesterday, I had not 1 but 2 lays from Daygame. The second lay was the same day lay. In the morning, I was at my guest house, my hotel.
Pennywise.
There was a woman there with 2 men, and she was just leaving, getting on a motorcycle with one of the men. I approached the 3 of them and told him, "Hey, your girlfriend's really beautiful." She laughed and said, "Oh no, this is my stepbrother." We chatted for a bit. She gave me her contact. And later in the evening, she messaged me and said she wanted to meet. So we met. We went to my place. And that's how it went. And it's another one of these reminders, another one of these voices telling you to take action. This result might sound unbelievable. To have 2 lays in one day, just from Daygame, talking to strangers in the street. It's all possible. I'm telling you. I'm here to tell you and deliver this message to you. It's all possible for you. You need to take action. You need to coach with John. And it won't always be easy. I'm not going to lie. But just keep going. You can't imagine what's possible for you. I promise.
Yeah, he got the elite bundle too. He didn't become cheap. He invested in himself. Level 1 people are poor. No offense, but poor people has been there since the Bible days, you know. When they're poor, they don't spend a lot of money. They always shift the blame to other people. But poor people shift the blame. It's never their fault, so they can never grow. They didn't take responsibility. They never invest in themselves. They don't see what they gain. They see what they lost. If they only spend $900 and they get laid and they don't resist and shift blame, then is that not worth it? They just want to get the minimum, like elite 30, but they don't actually do anything. They look at the sales letter and disappear. That's the problem with poor people, level 1. But level 2, like this student, he actually invested $900 and from there, he got laid right away and over again. Level 2, they're still half-assing it. They're not the most teachable, but they're actually changeable. They'll resist a little bit, but level 2 people will eventually get laid very quickly because they invest in themselves. The more you invest, the more you emotionally invest. Those who pay, as they say, will pay attention. If you see anyone trying to fuck with me on Discord servers, these fucking PUAs, just let me know. Screenshot everything, I'll take care of them. And they'll be in the hall of shame. All right, let's talk about section 3. The illusion of superiority. The ego-tripping, backstabbing pieces of shit. Even if you get results, or get them results, right? Some students will backstab you by going to another coaches. Remember the London guy with 10 lays? Afterwards, he went to Discovery, the mystery method 3-second rule bullshit. They barely get testimonials, and they kicked me out of the group. Because when he starts saying that this guy's structure is good, but he doesn't get anyone laid. You look at their testimonial page, they're in the business of teaching boot camp in the name of mystery. Bench-holding piece of shit. You might say, was that true? Then why phrase the other person when I got you 10 fuck buddies and then the model girlfriend? Because this is the truth. You install the fucking Tesla battery for the PUAs. What do you mean the Tesla battery? When they're learning from UMP, they're learning from mystery, they're learning all these shit. They're getting like a AAA battery. A small little battery has a very little charge. It's not enough to get them laid. They might get a 4 out of 10. There's just not enough power. I put a big fucking Tesla battery, and now they can go and get laid with hotter women. They'll be so happy to say UMP. The Indians will ride as hard as possible. The bench-holding Indians. They don't even get laid there. There's only like 3 Indians, and none of them are in North America. 3 Indians who got laid from UMP. And the whole thing is full of bench-hold Indians and Middle Eastern people because they had this fake Islam conversion. But yeah, you get the point. They're sheeps. What's the difference between a zombie and a sheep? A zombie could be low self-esteem, and I can teach zombies, but sheeps are the worst. You know how you know they're going to backstab you? It's very simple. I thought this was a pseudoscience. I invented this. I can guarantee you that I can tell when someone's going to backstab me. You know how you know that? Besides looking at their sociopathic test. If they have these 3 traits, they're going to stab you in the back. I call it IQ, EQ, and spiritual IQ. I'll say this again. It doesn't mean your intelligence. It means your logic. If these people are illogical, they're going to stab you in the back, but that's just one of three. EQ, if they're always triggered, the most dangerous pickup artists are the guys who keeps getting triggered for my students. They're going to stab you in the back. Why? Because if you have high ego, low self-esteem, you get triggered. If you have low ego and high self-esteem, you don't get triggered. You don't feel like you're breathing in. Does that make sense? So you can tell. Trigger people, and you might think they're innocent and they're just triggered because they're sensitive. No, they're not innocent. They're not good people. They're the most dangerous people alive. If you meet anybody who gets triggered all the time, they have no self-esteem. They're the first one to knife you in the fucking back as hard as possible. If they have the sociopathic death stare, you know, their eyes like a sociopath, right? They're all intense. I guarantee you, if they get triggered, they'll be the first one to stab you in the back. The PUA community is full of these triggered fucking bench holds. And then the spiritual IQ. I don't mean some Indian that is spiritual. Those Indians will stab you in the back. It's not their religion. It's not even God. It's like worshiping the devil or demons, in my opinion. And it's not like you look at their actions. You don't look at their words. They're worshiping while backstabbing. Bench-hold Indians with sociopathic death stare, like so many people from India. And these guys, when they come to Toronto, they start dancing in the streets every single night as loud as possible, like this is India, and they don't assimilate, they colonize, they piss everyone off. They have no consideration. There's only a small percentage of Indians that actually wash their hands. They always say they have some kind of crazy, powerful immune system. It's like 30-something% washes their hands. It's so little. Why do you think Indians shake with their right hand and their left hand, they use it for wiping their ass? Sometimes they'll use a bottle of water to wipe their ass and they use their fingers afterwards. They call it clean because they're using water. That's like their portable bidet. There's no soap in India. They'll piss in the streets. I wash my hands like 10 times in a row every time. I'm OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. I'll wash my hands again and again. I get sick very easily. They'll touch a chicken, they'll cut up a chicken, and they'll wipe it and they'll touch all the plates. The only two races that have the most sociopaths that I've seen. If you go to Metro Town, which is a big mall in BC, Metro Town, you see old Chinese men, they'll never wash their hands, and Indians, they'll just wash their hands. They will not wash their hands. They just pee and go right out there. That's how you can tell, because they don't care if it hurts other people, because they don't feel guilt and remorse. So a lot of Chinese PUAs are very toxic. They're the most toxic. Indian PUAs are even more toxic. They're just awful people. Filipinos are very toxic. They're like the Mexicans of Asians. Not to be racist or anything in this whole YouTube live. Just a disclaimer. It's just the truth. Johnny Lee's going to speak the truth. They'll backstab you by going to other coaches. Once you get them laid, right, these bench holds, they'll go to another coach. You install the Tesla battery. They just get triple A's and they can't wait to worship. And why do they worship? You don't have to worship me here. Worship somebody, worship Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, who has tasked me to build the tree of life for you guys. And it's a good thing you guys are getting married and procreating now. I'm building the tree of life. I've switched over a little bit. That's the intention of all my skills from up there, to build the tree of life because of wokeism. Wokeism is keeping people from getting married and procreating, and that's stupid. Amen to that. Exactly. So they always go to another coach. You like every single time. Look at all the PUA students. They're only passing by over here. They're stuck. That's why they come to me. But once they come here and you get them laid, they're going to think they're a god. Bench holding God. They always think they're a god. They're like a megalomaniac. You get them into the God complex, they're going to stab you in your face, not just your back. They're going to stab you many times in the face and fight back. And you don't even do anything. They'll just keep stabbing you. Then you block them. You put them in the Hall of Shame. Bench holding Indians. That's why I don't train people from India. They'll stab you in the back. If they have a low spiritual IQ and also have emotional problems, a low EQ, or they get triggered, or else they have like a delusions, right? Like a Latino fuck behavior, no offense, but they're delusional. They have a triggered whatever, and they worship other dating coaches with a low spiritual IQ. That's why PUAs don't get along with me. If I was a sociopath, they could sniff it out and then leave me alone. That's why they like all the other coaches. They think the other coaches' stuff works because they can get a 4 out of 10. They can mass approach and they'll bang a 4 out of 10 eventually. So they think all the PUA stuff for all other coaches works. They don't look at the testimonials. And when they see mine, they resist because they don't worship. And you never seen a white dating coach do a same-day lay from open to sex. You'll never see it. It doesn't matter because they worship. So why do they worship? Like a cult. Weak-minded sociopathic people will always worship a cult. They're the first ones to fall into a cult. That's what's happening with the other people worshiping this cult. The mystery method cult, the RSD cult, the tall self-proclaimed high leg count cult. They're cults, they're mini cults, they're weak-minded, they always have to worship. So they always have to fight me on everything because they don't worship me. I made this into a no worship policy training. It's all about training, it's all about your results. It's not about worshiping me. If you have to worship me to train with me, that's how they sell fucking bench hold camps or boot camps, because they get the person to worship. Once they worship, they open up their mental filter completely. They'll close their mental filter around me, but they'll open it around the other coaches. Once it's open, they're going to dump so much garbage in your brain until you cannot approach anymore and get stuck every single time. That's the whole point. Their stuff is designed not to work. My stuff works, but if you pirate it and you're a zombie and you cannot think clearly, you might not make it work. That's why Elite Bundle 2 is important. These worshiping people, they have to be followers. They're not leaders. They have to worship other zombies. Other coaches are like super zombies. They cannot help it. They have a compulsion to worship. This is how global game platform scammer networks work, by worshiping. They can just stand next to a woman, these DSLR coaches, and they'll worship, give a thumbs up. They'll worship just by the coach standing next to a woman in the picture. That's all they needed to do. They just need to stand next to her in the picture. They don't even have to fuck her. What the fuck is that? Because they're delusional. They have a compulsion. It's like a criminal that cannot stop stealing, and then they're going to steal more. It's a compulsion. And for the sociopath, it's a compulsion to fucking worship the next coach, the next tall white guy. Remember when I talked about female nature? I said that PUAs have a female nature. Female nature is always the number one, relative SMV. Number two is emotional reasoning, just like being triggered. And number three, logic last. These guys have no logic. These guys are the ultimate in female psychology. For these sociopath PUA community, they're just like women. They're a bunch of women that thinks about the relative SMV of the coach. Oh, he's tall, he's white, he's strong. He has muscles, he's Asian, but he's tall and strong. He must be good. Because they can get 4 out of 10s, now they think the coach is good. The coach doesn't even have to have a single A testimonial. As long as they're good looking, or they're tall, they're strong, like Queefing Cancel, Casanova was canceled for going to Brazil and pulling underage girls with their students. Doesn't matter. As long as they have some halo effect. You're like, what's halo effect? You're taking one trait, for example. Oh, the coach is strong, he's Asian, and these Asian guys, they love to suck the dicks off these coaches. That's how they feel like it's a compulsion to worship tall and strong, because they think tall and strong equals better results. No, tall and strong and former engineers do not get better results. Tall and strong Asians, former engineers, get you stuck into night game and using Tinder in third world Latin countries. That's because they're Asperger's. They have no social intelligence. But you got to worship because you get 4 out of 10s. Therefore, you think PUA works. What's the next PUA tactic? It's the same 2.5 points. Push, pose, direct, validation, challenging, assumption stories. It's the same fucking thing. Teasing, flirting. They don't even flirt. They don't even know how. Self-amusement, cocky, funny, number closes. It's the same thing. You're just exchanging the same small deck of cards with another dating coach and just LMSing it plus game. It's your looks, money, status plus game. But during the inflation, your emotions are not good. Your social skills is gone because of the fucking lockdowns. And guess what? And you blame Red Pill, you blame MGTOW, you blame women. It's ridiculous. These guys cannot stop worshiping. They gotta worship. It's in their blood. That's why people go to cults, these PUAs. Once they get laid here, then they'll stab you in the back when they think they're a god, and they'll just keep collecting. They get stuck a little bit. They're not going any higher. My students go up like this, but then they start blowing the dicks off of Mystery and all these other coaches. Then they go sideways. They don't go upwards. They go a little bit up and then down and then sideways. They're stuck forever like that. And when I kick them out and they beg to come back in the future because they realize the error of their ways, and I say no. I say no. Fuck you. You stabbed me in the back. You went to all these coaches. Now they realize all these other people suck. It's a tough pill to swallow. But it's all part of the game. Because they're worshipping. It's like I solved their problem with a comprehensive approach, installed a Tesla battery, but they still got to choose inferior AAA batteries. It's frustrating. But it highlights the importance of staying true to your values and maintaining integrity. What I'm trying to say is that it's frustrating dealing with them. They chase inferior training. They keep going from one coach to another. They listen to everybody. They approach. You get 4 out of 10. I installed a huge Tesla battery. You collect AAAs. But then instead of going to all these other coaches, learning nothing. Halo effect is so true, right? So it's true. It's dumb when you see it. It is dumb. The whole brain shuts down with the halo effect, the relative SMV. How are they different from women? They're emotional like women. They get triggered with low spiritual IQ and low EQ, emotional quotient. They are just like women, except with a man's body. They're zombies. They're not sentient. They got to worship. It's like they wear it like a badge of honor. I have more lay testimonials. The students are getting better results. I get former UMP victims. They get mental trauma from it. You might as well fucking swipe on Tinder. And the Asians that uses it don't get any results. They get stuck. And I taught one of their coaches, a 5'4" Filipino, great student, good social skills, great fashion, but they're taking my skills and empowering their business, not my former student, but and they try to call me a psychopath, an autistic. I'm not diagnosed as autistic, and I'm not diagnosed as a psychopath. I called their other coach, the Tinder guy, a sociopath. And the tall self-proclaimed high leg count guy was like, hey, Johnny boy, you should be fighting with him. Just sign a contract and fight with him in the ring or something like that, right? Because you two are not getting along. You should fight. And I say, no, he has to attack me first. I'll do self-defense. No, you got to fight. And then later on, tall self-proclaimed high leg count coach no longer backs him and then starts fighting with him and roasting them. It's kind of funny how all that works out. There's nobody better than me in terms of the amount of students laid. My students are getting married. They can't even get their fucking students married, never mind laid during the inflation. They're replaying old fucking bench hold camp clips, boot camps. They're worshipping old fucking shit from an easier time. That's not the inflation. The pandemic's easier. And they're stupid fucking bench holding PUA worshipping warships. In the world of Daygame, it's easy to get caught up in the illusion of superiority. My students get superior results. You can see it in their testimonials. You can see the women. They don't fucking show shit of the women they get. They just claim all these things. They're banging, oh, another model. Sure, buddy. You can actually see some details of my students and the kind of women they're getting. Success can inflate egos and lead to a false sense of invincibility. But here's the truth. The real growth comes from humility and the willingness to learn, to be a student again and not trying to think you're God. My students learn how to hard reset their egos after every success, after every lay. And this Jewish white student better learn how to fucking hard reset, because if he got 2 lays in one day, once again, he's gonna think he's a fucking God, just like before. When he got 5 lays in 5 days, oh, you're God. Then they don't fucking listen, they get lazy. They gotta stay grounded and focus on the continuous improvements. With the Elite Bundle 2, which is 90% my mental filter, I teach you how to navigate success with grace and humility, recognizing your achievements while staying open to learning and growth. I help you build a mindset that's resilient and adaptable, ensuring you can handle both success and setbacks with confidence. The ultimate goal, you know what the goal is, right? It's not to take massive action. The goal is not to like fucking collect flaky phone numbers to get 4 out of 10s. The ultimate goal is to get your dick wet consistently with white girls you truly desire. So number 2 of this section, the illusion of godhood. When they get nonstop results under my coaching, they think there's some God. Their self-esteem plummets and their ego rises. Ungrateful people, very ungrateful. These are emotionally retarded. They're super emotionally retarded. They got to worship I'm not like them. So they don't like me because I'm not a sociopath. I have nothing in common with them. I'm mentored by the naturals, and they don't understand this stuff. They don't understand social skills, social calibration, emotional control. Why are you guys not taking coaching with Elite Bundle 2 or upgrading to it? I want to know. Just type it in. Why is not everyone joining me? I need at least a 50 army strong. I only got like a few. Why? Is it the inflation? If it's the inflation of people turning MGTOW, why are you not joining me? I need an army. Toughest motherfuckers out there. Not chubby people, not cortisol zombies. I'm looking for tough, gritty motherfuckers with resilience and who believes in themselves. Are you guys out there, or are you going to blame the inflation? What's your objection? Write it in. Let me continue. So these guys, God, the illusion of godhood, when they get nonstop results under my coaching, now they think they're gods. Their self-esteem plummets, their ego rises, and they no longer practice because they think it's all them. It's a dangerous cycle that can lead to arrogance and complacency. No more drills. But my students must reset their ego after every lay to avoid this trap. It's about staying grounded and focus on continuous improvement. Without doing that, you have like the 4 traits of low self-esteem, more delusions, half-assing it. The wrong path blows up in your face in 4 months. And then you quit, you turn MGTOW. I emphasize the importance of self-awareness and reflection. It's not just about achieving success. It's about understanding the journey and the lessons learned along the way. And with Elite Bundle 2, you're not just chasing results. You're building a foundation of social skills, social calibrations, emotional control for long-term growth and fulfillment. My program encourages you to embrace both your strengths and weaknesses, allowing you to grow as an individual and as a day gamer. It's about finding the balance and maintaining your perspective, ensuring that your success is sustainable and meaningful. So that's section 3. I wonder what's section 4. But let's just play another testimonial. This is 8th lay.
This is a video I want to record as a testimonial for another lay I got since I started working with John. And this happened on June 30. So this is the second lay of this month, and every other lay I got since I started working with John is that.
Guess what course did he get? And he's banging like 9 out of 10s. This Italian guy. Mamma mia! Arrivederci! He got 8 lays, and with the 8th woman, he does not want to approach anymore. He just quits because he likes her so much. No! I really like Italian food. I make my own pizzas. I have some double flour. I'm making some pizza, my pizzeria. Mamma mia. Basim.
It's super high value woman, not just for looks, but even like personality wise. So they're like my type of woman with whom I will start a relationship.
And he has Elite Bundle too. Success leaves clues, motherfuckers.
What I want to say, like it's what's getting better working with John is that now it's becoming more effortless. So I'm basically slowly becoming like, my gaming is becoming more natural, so it's free from tricks and techniques. And also like heard some people say that it's because I'm like good looking and shit, but before working with John I was not getting these results.
He was getting 4 out of 10s. It's like mental trauma. That's why he took mental trauma cure afterwards, because their game doesn't fucking work. He didn't get laid during the training period. It took so long to get the next one. It's just he doesn't even want to approach. Their shit is like very ineffective. He's getting 4 out of 10s. So how the fuck is he banging like 9s? So something's different. I have many UMP victims.
With type of woman, so like it's not because of that. And I mean SMB is also because of the suggestions that John gave me, so everyone can improve as well.
Yeah, fashion.
Side. Of course, this last lay is from Daygame. So I met this girl in Daygame, and then I went on a date with her, and we had sex. And so this is it. I suggest everyone.
They're still together today. You know that?
To work with John. Everyone who wants to like develop natural game instead of relying on tricks and tactics who are like only short-lived but never actually.
Yeah, like a bunch of 4 out of 10 PUAs. Because that's the 8th lay testimonial. Let's look at number 7. I'm not sure that this is the one, but let's just see. Like, this is number 7. I'm not sure.
So I wanted to talk about my 7th lay I had when training with John.
That's the thing. My students, they're kind of Asperger's. They're monotone with lots of pauses. And if people try to say, oh, they're actors, they're not actors. This is how they talk. Like, they're logical people. They all talk like that. Logical, monotone, lots of pauses. They all talk like that. They're logical. Their jobs are logical. They don't have much facial expressions. But what do you expect? Most of my students are Asperger's or autistic.
This is my 7th.
So number 7.
Since start working with him. The main difference I notice since I'm working with John is that the quality of girls I'm able to get is way higher than before and is more consistent. This is because we focus on habits, on drills, on improving my vocal tonality.
Don't you make more mass approaches, John? Don't you go direct? How many approaches do you make before you can get that lay? They drill this down at home. They send me the videos. I fix it. They drill it down and again. They correct it. They make it a habit. They go out there. They just collect the lay in 1 to 6 approaches. There's no numbers game. They get lay. They hard reset. Come back. Drill it again. Get another lay in 1 to 6 that day. There's no numbers game. What are you talking about, you sociopath worshipping PUAs?
Body language and
The PUA community is like, we don't like John.
this helps me to get these higher quality girls. And this lay I had is actually with a girl who is 20 years old and is 10 years younger than me. So it's like living the Leonardo DiCaprio's dream.
Yes.
And yeah, this is thanks to the drills and exercises I do with John. I know John can be a tough character, but it's really worth investing in him and having him as your trainer, because the things you learn with him are going to stay with you forever, because he helps you change habits, create new neural pathways that are going to stay with you forever and hence are going to help you get woman.
Want to hear one more, or you want me to stop? I'm just looking at my Google Drive. I can probably do another one. I have testimonials. One more or just no more? Here's the 5th one.
Hello.
This will be the last one.
My testimonial for John, and
I'll just speed it up.
since I started working with John, my game changed completely, become way more natural.
This will be the last one.
Without technicalities, routines, and so on. And the beautiful thing is that John system works without you having to like spending thousands of dollars on boot camps. And most of all, it allows you to sleep with girls way above your level, and without spending money, without having to do crazy shit like social circle, and without using stupid routines. And yeah, so this is my 5th lay, and the more I work with John, the more I'm convinced that he's the best day game coach, especially when it comes to helping guys becoming more natural and have like a radical change rather than like a surface level change that you have when you do like this stupid boot camp, just excited of boot camp, but then you go home and you go back to your level. But with John training, you basically absorbs his systems and you build new habits that you bring with you with the rest of your life, so you can go out. And I got this lay from Daygame with this Russian girl that I met on the beach. When you work with John, you don't need to do like 100 approaches to warm up and to get in state. You don't need to do some boot camp that the effect lasts just for 4 days. You build these habits.
Yeah, when you worship these other dating coaches, the boot camps are where all the money is. They make their quotas on boot camps. Equals selling boot camps. Boot camps equals more money. That's how the whole scam works. It's all about how can you get stuck with their bullshit products and their training, so that way you go to a boot camp because you blame yourself because you're worshipping like a war sheep. These sociopathic war sheep PUA scumbags. Maybe I should focus not just on engineers, but former boot camp victims. Yeah, I should focus on that. That'll get me more PUAs, and PUAs get more lays under my coaching. But you should not leave after you get like a couple lays here and think you're a god, because you never get god results by going upwards like that. You always get the same fucking 4 out of 10. That's why you guys are always fucking doing PUA forever. My students get such good results that they eventually marry somebody or stay in a relationship. I'm not just talking on my ass here. I have the proof to back it up.
This part of your personality that allows you to talk to girls anytime. Like sometimes I go to gym, I go to the coffee shop, I go to the supermarket, and it just comes natural to me to take numbers, get dates without even having to go out just to meet girls. Like it becomes part of your life. It becomes so easy to talk to girls, to bring like new girls in your funnel, that it's basically you have to go out just to do game. Like when you learn what John teaches, you just have to be in a place where there are girls, and you start so easily. Like it'd be so easy to start conversations, and then through these conversations into pools, so natural that sometimes I'm surprised. I'm just following the algorithm that John shared with me, which is super simple. It's a few steps you have to follow to keep the conversation going and to be flirty, and that is all. Like then it comes so easy to pull that, yeah, just naturally getting laid with the girls above your league without much work. So it's fucking amazing. And yeah, if you want to invest in coaching, you should work with John, because he's the only one that allowed me to build a new person.
Yeah, you worked with UMP, you worked with a lot of shitty fucking coaches. Good job, ass.
A new way of being, which is naturally attractive. It's not like some facade I have to put. It's not some stupid routine. It's not some excitement I have from the boot camp. It's just like myself. So I just go to grocery shopping and start talking to girls, and then try to pull. And if the logistics do not allow to pull, get a number, then go on a date and then pull.
That'll be the last one that I'm going to play. I could play this all day. I'm Johnny Lee. I'm the world's best Daygame coach. Nobody can beat me, right? You all fucking know that. Let's just move on. So, right? Good for you, John, right? Good, great, Moses. Another fucking miracle, Moses. Moses, and what's the next miracle? Moses. You're going to turn fucking water into blood? Oh, you're going to turn a staff into a snake. It's like, people are just fucking ungrateful. Great, Moses. What's the next miracle? Oh, you're going to have a plague across the Daygame industry? What's next miracle, Moses? Let's ignore all the miracles, you ungrateful Israelites who left after being enslaved. I saved you, but you just still cannot stop worshiping. Good job. All right, now section number 4, the reality of results. Proof over promise. Unlike other coaches, I provide verifiable success and real laid testimonials. It is not about promises. It's about proof. Something former ABC coaches cannot get, right? You can't just fucking write their testimonial down and take a picture of them in the fucking nightclub standing there by themselves. Come on now. That's the lowest form of proof. There's not proof. That's just, I don't know what the fuck that is. My students have lay pics, and you can see the women. No other coaches shows this. The women are more attractive than a lot of the students, like, than the coaches can get. They show ugly butterface women that are like 7.1 out of 10 at most. And they call them models, and they should censor her face even more because she's so fucking nasty. In the world full of empty promises and exaggerated claims, I stand out by delivering real results. In my fucking testimonial page, right? I still have to update it. Here's the truth. If you want to go through my testimonial page, it'll take you like 9 minutes of scrolling. You want to scroll for 9 minutes? That's how long it takes to get through all the lay pics. What the fuck? But no, let's just ignore miracles, right? Let's ignore miracles. How much proof do you need? It's not evidence, it's proof. I have the students' invoices for their coaching. I have the actual lay pics. I have to censor. I have the video testimonials. I have all their training. I have all the proof. How much proof do you need? It's not just evidence where the student pull in the boot camp and then use alcohol afterwards. That's called evidence. That's not a fucking proof. That's evidence. I have proof beyond a shadow of a doubt. Quality interactions lead to genuine connections, and that's where my program delivers. My student success speaks for itself. With 659 laid and poll testimonials, Elite Bundle 2 stands out as the program that truly delivers on its promise. I focus on building skills that leads to meaningful interactions and lasting relationships. It's about more than just getting laid. It's about creating a life filled with connections and fulfillment. With Elite Bundle 2, you're not just learning techniques, you're gaining the skills and confidence to succeed in all the areas of life. My program integrates social skills, social calibrations, emotional control. This holistic development ensures my students are well-rounded and capable of meaningful relationships. So many students are married. It's about becoming a better person. I focus on developing the whole person, ensuring that you're equipped with the skills and mindsets needed to succeed in all areas of life. My comprehensive approach addresses both the technical, emotional aspects of Daygame, ensuring that you're prepared for any situation, despite the fucking inflation. Fuck the inflation. Stop fucking bench holding. Oh, it's inflation. I can't take coaching with inflation. Looks is out of 10. Money is out of 5. Status is out of 10. Social skills, 2.5 points. Social calibration is 2.5 points. Emotional control, 2.5. Game, 2.5. If you get over the line, you get laid. That's why none of your students get laid. Ass. That's the thing. They don't know what social skills is, 2.5 points, or social calibration is 2.5 points, or emotional control, 2.5 points. Game is 2.5 points. Get 20 out of 35 points, you automatically get your dick wet. With Elite Bundle 2, you're not just learning Daygame, you're learning how to transform your life to get laid. It's about building a foundation for success that is sustainable. And yes, the ultimate goal is to get laid consistently with white women. Section 5, navigating industry challenges. Number 1, adapting to economic conditions despite the inflation and economic challenges. My program continues to provide value and support and solutions. Resilience and grit are my key to success. That's right. If you're resilient, not a procrastinating fucking loser, because those who procrastinate, I was looking at a screenshot before, and it says all the people that procrastinate, they all have ADHD and they're all depressed. And I was exactly what I said. I found this on the hospital website. So if you're not a fucking procrastinating piece of shit and you're willing to have grit, resilience, you will probably get laid. So if you have those traits, I'm looking for you. If you're a zombie to run away because you have no resilience, you're pretty much fucked, right? If you're fat, right, and you're full of cortisol, fuck off. They are not just surviving, but thriving in today's economic climate. It's more important than ever to invest in your personal growth. The Elite Bundle 2 has adapted these challenges and continues to provide unparalleled value and support. It's an investment in yourself that pays dividends in your personal and social life. My program teaches you how to navigate challenges with confidence and resilience. It's about building the mindset that's adaptable and resourceful, ensuring that you're prepared for whatever life throws at you. And let's not forget, the ultimate goal is to get your dick wet consistently with white women that you truly desire. Number 2, the role of mental filters. Transformative coaching changes your mental filter. It's like changing your glasses, right? Remember I made a video on changing your mental filter? And I was like, oh, your glasses are all blurry, right? You're asking about NLP. Let me change your glasses and give you new glasses. Oh, now you put on some new glasses. Now you see the world is different. NLP is garbage. It didn't work for me before. It works for nobody. There's no track record. There's no track record of it working. We can go to Ross Jeffrey's testimonial page. Show me one student laid from Daygame. Most autistic shit I've ever seen. It's deceptive. It's a pseudoscience. So the role of mental filters, the transformative coaching changes mental filters, allowing students to seize opportunities others miss. This deep lasting change sets my program apart. It's about seeing the world differently from my point of view and acting on those insights with Elite Bundle 2. You're not just learning techniques, you're transforming your way and the way you think in interactions with the world. It's about developing a mindset that's open to growth and change, ensuring that you're always moving forward. My program encourages you to embrace new perspectives and challenge your assumptions, allowing you to grow both personally and professionally. It's about building a life filled with opportunity and fulfillment. And yes, that's the ultimate goal. In conclusion, do you guys like the new fucking testimonial of the Indian guy who's roasting fucking Megto? And he got married. He's making $500,000 from my coaching.
What's up? Dating is one of those things you just have to get solved, especially as an Asian guy. You know, it's not something that comes naturally. Not like a group of girls that's naturally into you in high school and stuff. You have to take active measures to get your problems fixed. And you know what it is with Asian guys most of the time? It's not even lack of confidence. It's not even lack of effort, because God knows we know how to put effort into things. We don't mind doing random things like cold approach that take a lot of confidence to do. It's a lack of skill. Dating, it's all about tonalities and the vibe that you can portray to the girl. What John helped me realize, this is so important. It's not about whether you feel confident. It's not about what you think is good. What you think is good means absolutely nothing in regards to your success or failure in dating. It's all about how you come across to the girl. It's as if they have a camera, you're performing in front of a camera. It's all about how your actions come across to the other person. All I'm saying is this: you don't know what you don't know. And you don't want to struggle for years and years. It's good for your spirit to bang your head against the wall and not give up. But if you want results quickly, you gotta just learn from John, because nobody else even is touching on these topics. There's no other dating coach touching on this stuff. There's guys like Todd Valentine, RSD. They all say the same stuff that doesn't work if you actually do cold approach. You know it doesn't work. You need to get faded hair. You need to dress well. You need to have tonality. Everything he says is correct. You literally just need to follow his advice. And I promise you, you're going to get results. Happily married. Now I'm on the grind to get money. So that's why I don't really give a shit about all this other stuff. I got that aspect taken care of. It's harder for Asian guys in America. Just get this aspect taken care of so you can move on to bigger and better things. That's what life is all about. Leveling up. Move on to bigger and better things.
Why Elite Bundle 2 is your ultimate solution? Why Elite Bundle 2 is your ultimate solution for getting laid in 2025? First of all, it's a holistic development beyond game and LMS. The Elite Bundle 2 is not just another program. It's a comprehensive journey that goes beyond the superficial metrics. It emphasizes social skills, social calibrations, and emotional control, essential for getting laid in 2025. 20 out of 35. Number 2 is transformative coaching for deep change. What sets the Elite Bundle 2 apart is its focus on transforming your mental filter. This isn't about quick fixes or gimmicks or direct game. It's about deep, lasting change. Say, oh, the inflation, no one gives a shit about the inflation. You want to get laid, or do you want to just get played by these platform scammers? I need to build an army. Stop fucking around. Number 3, overcoming implementing challenges with support. I know implementation can be tough without guidance. That's why personalized coaching and mentorships are integral to Elite Bundle 2. You're not in this alone. I'm here to support you every step of the way to get laid. Number 4, proven results with real laid testimonials with 659 laid and po testimonials. The Elite Bundle 2 stands out with my verifiable student success. My student success stories speaks for themselves, proving the program's effectiveness. In today's economic climate, strategic investment in your personal growth is more important than ever. The Elite Bundle 2 provides unparalleled value and support, ensuring that you get your dick wet with a woman that's above your looks level. Number 6, counteracting the MGTOW mindset. For those caught in the MGTOW mindset, the Elite Bundle 2 offers a path to personal responsibility and growth. So if you're ready to transform your day game success, I invite you, if you're not MGTOW, piece of shit loser, to join the Elite Bundle 2. This is not just a program, it's your roadmap to genuine lasting change. It's not just the courses that matter. It is the mental filter, which is 90% of it. You can't learn if you look at the Bible, like metaphorically, and you think you're looking at my courses, you understand it. You just see the surface level. You don't understand the depth. Let's start with your journey to success and not be a dimwit. This time, you gotta act as now. Don't wait. Your future self will thank you for getting late.